Alright, so here's section 3. In section 1 we did it by graphing. In section 2 we did it by substitution. This is the third method called elimination. Okay? Elimination means to eliminate, to get rid of. So what we're going to do here is our object is to get rid of one of the variables. And the way we do that is either by adding or subtracting the two equations from each other. Let's look at an example. Okay? 2x plus 5y equals 17. 6x minus 5y equals 19. The first thing I notice, let's see which one gives me the, there we go. The first thing I notice is, and that's going to cover it over. Okay, so we're not going to do that. I'll just draw around it. The first thing I notice is the fact that the y's are opposites. Positive 5y and negative 6y. That's not true about the x's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate these. How do I eliminate or get rid of a positive and negative? What operation do I do? I need to add the equations together. So I'm going to add the two equations together. Okay, by taking positive 5y plus a negative 5y, these two cancel each other out. What I'm end up with is 8x equals 17 plus negative 9, which is 8. So x equals 1. Okay? So then I go back to one of the originals. I'll pick the first one. You could pick the second one. And I'm going to plug in x equals 1. So 2 plus 5y equals 17. So 5y equals 15, y equals 3. So my answer is 1, 3. Okay. So if the two numbers have different signs, I am going to add the two equations together. Okay? So let's practice another one. Okay, 5x minus 6y equals negative 32, 3x plus 6y equals 48. I first notice that both the y's have opposite signs. So I'm going to add the equations together. These two cancel. 8x equals 16. X equals 2. So then I plug it in. 5 times 2 minus 6y equals negative 32. 10 minus 6y equals negative 32. Negative 6y equals negative 42. Y equals 7. Final ordered pair, 2, 7. Remember, you can check that by plugging it in. 10 minus 42 is negative 32. 6 plus 42 is 48. Right? Try that one. Okay, now word problem, but we're going to solve it using a system of equations. Okay, so the theater club sells a total of 101 tickets to its play. A student ticket costs $1, an adult ticket costs $2.50. Total ticket sales are $164. Okay, so we've got X, which represents student tickets, and we've got Y, which represents adults. So we'll call this student, this is going to be adults. They sold a total of 101, so if I add these two together, I make it 101. Okay, and then student ticket is cost $1, so 1 times X plus 250 times Y is equal to $164. Okay. Now, which variable is the same? The X. They both have a 1. If I have an X and I have another X, how do I cancel them out? In this case, I need to subtract them. So I'm going to subtract the two equations from one another. Okay. If I have an apple and I want to get rid of that apple, I have to throw it out or eat it or give it to a horse or whatever, okay? So x minus x, that's how these two cancel each other out. So now I have 1y minus 2.5y, so that's negative 1.5y. And here I have 101 minus 164, so I get 63, excuse me, negative. Okay. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1.5. Okay, so that's going to give me y is equal to, and the answer turns out to be 42. So that means that the adults bought 42 tickets. So the students then bought 101 minus 42. So they bought 69. Right? So in this case, if in this one back here we have different signs we added, if we have the same sign, we subtract. Okay. All right. Washing 2 cars and 3 trucks takes 130 minutes. So 2 cars plus 3 trucks equals 130. And 2 cars and 5 trucks equals 190. How long does it take to do a car and a truck? Okay. I want you to go through and solve it. Notice that these two have the same sign. Okay, pause it. Okay, now notice neither of the variables are the same here. We've got negative 2x and 7x, we've got positive 15y and negative 5y. But what we can do is we can multiply one of the equations by a number that will make the other variable the same. So follow along with me here. I'm just going to rewrite these out real quick. Actually, nothing happens very fast with this tablet. Christmas idea? Just kidding. Don't buy me one. Okay. All right. Look which one's easier. Is it going to be easier to multiply x by something to get, or negative 2x to get 7, or 7 times something to get negative 2, or is it going to be easier to do the y's? Well, if we use a little common sense, we think, okay, well, this is negative 5. This is 15, so all I have to do is multiply this by 3. So I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 3. Everything by 3. Okay. So what that's going to leave me with is 21x minus 15y equals 51. Okay. Now I get rid of this. I want to move that out of the way. Imagine that it's not there. I have a positive 15y and a negative 15y. So I add. So I'm going to get 19x equals 19. So x equals 1. Okay? And then you would go through the process of finding the other variable. Take this one, plug it in to any one of these equations, the original, or the changed version. You've got 3 possibilities. Okay, I'd like for you to try this one. All right.